Hello, this is Matthew McAndris, and I will be showing you my website, which is for Stelios Kroutis, graphic designer, and I am currently under the working URL so that I can jump between the pages, and I will be showing you the code. I'll show you the page first, then the HTML, then the CSS, then the child page, child HTML, child CSS. So as we go through, at the top we have a header, which has the main logo in it, and then the Bootstrap navigation bar, which has a removed search and a removed button. As you can see, it's got the company name here, home, about me, which is the child page, my work, which is photo and video, which doesn't lead anywhere yet, and then a disabled contact button. We have a Jumbotron with two divs on the inside. We have a div left and a div right, and inside each of those divs are these elements, which is the text, and the headshot for Stelios, which has alternative text that will go over in the HTML. Underneath that is the featured section with some of his works, which has 3 components in it, and each one of these is linkable, but doesn't go anywhere yet, and if you click on them, it brings you back to the top. And each one has text as well as a price, and then the footer is his contact information with a working link to Facebook. And actually, it was supposed to take me to a new tab, but I will see if that code is still there. So now we go into the Dreamweaver, and I'm under the wrong one right now. Under the source code for the first main page, we have all of the head information, which has the useful title of Kroutis Home, and the Bootstrap CSS first, as well as our external CSS styling sheet following after in the correct order. And we can see that all the CSSs are their own external sheets under the CSS folder. All of our assets are in the correct spot in the folder. And our JavaScript is here, and these are all HTML pages that are yet to be worked on. All we have right now is Kroutis HTML and About. And over here, back under the body, under the opening body tag, we have the container fluid as suggested from the checklist. The header that is up here, which contains the main logo, which is right here. And the main logo has alt text of Stelios Kroutis logo. Then we have the navigation bar, which has everything working here, and the removed elements, and the elements have been removed from the HTML code. We can see that everything is here, and then all that closes. This error right here is for this unordered list, but it says it's missing its closing tag. It's not. The unordered list is here, the closing unordered list tag is here. Then it closes that. We close the navigation. We have our Jumbotron, which is our first of 2 separate Bootstrap components. We have the Jumbotron here, and as you can see inside, we have a left and we have a right. We have main block left, which on the split view doesn't do it any justice because it's not accurately representing how much space it has. And then inside of that, we have the text box here. And then under main block right, we have Stelios Kroutis headshot, which has an alt text of headshot photo of Stelios Kroutis. And then we close the main block, we close that div, and we go down into the collection box, which has a p tag right here, and has a larger collection block underneath, which has 3 divs nested inside of that. We have collection block 1 for Mac Miller, and we have the alt text of Mac Miller poster graphic design. And then we have the collection box 2 for John Mayer, alt text John Mayer poster graphic design. And then we have the text and the pricing for all 3. And then last but not least, J. Cole, which has alt text for J. Cole poster graphic design. And then we close out of that, and we enter the footer, where the footer's at the bottom, and inside we have Stelios and his contact information, as well as the link to Facebook. And it does not have the open to a blank tab HTML, which I thought it did. Next we move to the CSS, and we go all the way to the top here. We have all the basic information. We have something that sets all the margin and padding to 0, and then later can be edited at the bottom. We have the minimum width of 1,000, just so that if it goes any lower, it enters mobile view. The HTML scroll behavior smooth, as we saw that work. When I scroll all the way down, I can click and the scroll behavior is smooth. The height is set. The body is set to display flex with columns so that these things stack on top of each other. It has the font family, which is not the default. It has Helvetica New. And then we move past the body to the main logo, which is at the top here. And it is all set, black background, padding, and then the image is set to a specific height with no margins, or auto margins, sorry, and no float. Then we move, the navigation bar has no styling because I went with the basic Bootstrap styling for it. The Jumbotron does have styling. It's 100% view width with a 65 view height. Excuse me. And the overflow is hidden so that Stelios, we could see it here because it's cropping for split view. But on a regular view, the overflow is much lower and we can see more of Stelios. Then we have the main block CSS, which is, the main block is in the Jumbotron. We have a main block which is floated left, and then we have a main block which is floated right here. And then it's just everything that's inside the main block left would be the text here, which is all set, specific sizing here. And then we have the main block right, which is over here, with everything set on the inside. And the ID tag is for his headshot. You can see here, these are the class tags with the period, and the hashtag has Stelios Krutis headshot, hashtag headshot. We move to the collection block, which has its specific height set, 500 pixels up and down, overflow hidden, display flex, so that these stack next to each other. Collection, the paragraph, that's this. And then collection block 1, which is all of Mac Miller. And everything inside. And then we have collection, it should be actually this one selected, collection block box 1. And then everything inside, collection block box 2 over here for John Mayer, which is this one. And then collection block box 3 for J. Cole, all the styling inside and the positioning. And then that's the end of the collection with the start of the footer at the bottom here with all of his information, background, font family set, margins auto, and everything inside. Now we move over to the child page, which is the About Me page. And everything at the top here is the same. The header information and the navigation bar, uniform for so that people can understand. Nothing's changing too crazy. The About Me, as well as an image floated left, and all of the filler text. By the way, this is my image. These are my two images for this page. We have the main logo as well as him. And then we have my second Bootstrap component, which is the tabs. And under the Experience tab, we have the list, Software Experience, Adobe Suite, Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Illustrator, Apple Software, Final Cut Pro. Now if we go into the HTML for this, go to the source code, we can see at the top we have all the meta information. The style sheet is linked underneath. Container fluid, the header div up here with the logo, the navigation bar, all the same, Bootstrap. It's it's asking for a certain character to be escaped. That was, sorry, that was not here. This is my second time taking this. That was not here the first time. And this is the same error that we saw on the other page with the unordered list being closed. Then that's the end of the navigation. And then we have the container fluid over here, which has all of the information in it. The About Me container, the container that has all the text, and then the image with an alt is Stelios headshot number 2. And that is floated left, we'll see in the CSS. And then we have the tab. This is the div for the tabs, and then this is the div for everything that's on there. So it's titled Content Panel. And we can see the list items. So if I control click experience, we can see the experience tab with the list that is here. So we've got Premiere Pro, Photoshop, all list items. And that is the end of that. And then we move to the footer down here, which has everything in it, same as the first page. And then the JavaScript, and then the end of the div, end of the body, end of the HTML. So let's move into the CSS really quick. And we can see the styling for all of this. Same information at the top here as the first page. Mostly the same here. Actually, I believe this is exactly the same. Main logo, exactly the same. This list item doesn't need to be there because that was for this. Oh wait, no, that wasn't for that. That was for some of this. It's in the wrong spot though, but we're already here. Container 1, which is all of this. It's got the sizing for the text here, 17, and then the sizing down here. And then the navigation bar is all the same from the other page. And then the start of the tabs, we have the tab panes, which are these right here. Or no, sorry, these are already set. These are the tab panes. We didn't see the styling for this image because this image was styled using the CSS designer. If we show set, we can see it has 16 view width, display inherit, it's floating left, and vertical align middle. Then we move to the footer, which is all the same, and that's the end. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed my website, and it was a pleasure being in the class. Thank you.